cameras that are set up in a number of locations around the city. Anti-aircraft fire has been going off in the city for some time, but Nick Robertson, who is in Baghdad and I think still on the phone with us, has reported that everything he has seen and heard is
begun. The president will address the nation at 10:15.
What will he say? From where?
Well, the war is underway, but it is not underway in a manner in which we anticipated. We were told that there would be shock and awe. Obviously, this is part of a new way of waging war against Iraq. We have an air campaign that appears to be underway tonight. AAA fire has been seen and heard in the skies over Baghdad, but we have not seen any of that violent explosive firepower that we witnessed in 1991, but it could be just moments away. If the president is coming out at 10:15, I don't think he's coming out to talk about the lights being on in the city of Baghdad. So there's a good deal going on there right now in the skies over Iraq and in that theater. What it is exactly, we don't know yet, but we'll invite you to stay with us as we watch these pictures of the capital city. And let's go to Pierre Arnett now, who is standing by at a hotel room window, looking outside and watching and listening. Peter, any more signs of anti-aircraft fire?
Yes, well, about 30 seconds ago, Tom, the sounds of several planes flying over the city and what seemed to be explosions in the distance outskirts of Baghdad. To the north, we're hearing more anti-aircraft fire. That may be where the actual location of that bombing was, if it indeed was bombing. But high-flying airplanes, we heard just now about a minute ago, several of them over Baghdad.
All right, thanks, Peter.
Right now, it's back to being relatively quiet.
All right, thanks, Peter. I think it's worth pointing out again that in some of the pictures that we were seeing earlier that you probably could.
Robertson is in Baghdad. Nick, do you still hear the sounds of anti-aircraft fire?
Aaron, the anti-aircraft batteries seem to have died down in the last 5 minutes or so. Looking across the city, we see no plumes of smoke, no indications from this rather lofty vantage point of where this target of opportunity may have been. Certainly, the first detonations coming from the anti-aircraft guns appeared to come from the perimeter of the city. Then the anti-aircraft guns in the city themselves began firing in the sky, and then after that, again, back to the perimeter of the city. Now, the city is quiet. I see the road is empty apart from one dog strolling down the road. So at this time, Aaron, difficult for us to say where this target of opportunity may have been.
Nick, are there all around the city of Baghdad these anti-aircraft batteries?
Certainly in the area we are in, we are just across the river from an area that has many government buildings. Many of those buildings do indeed have anti-aircraft batteries on them. It's certainly what we saw during the Gulf War in 1991. It's certainly what we have read about in analyses of Iraq's military capability at this time. And certainly from what I was seeing, at least half a dozen different batteries lighting up very close into the center of the city here, then others further out, Aaron.
And it is coming up on 6 o'clock in the morning in Baghdad, 6 o'clock Thursday morning. The anti-aircraft fire has subsided a bit. When was the last time that we know Saddam Hussein was in Baghdad?
Very difficult to tell, Aaron. For example, yesterday, Foreign Minister, or the day before yesterday, Foreign Minister Najib Sabri, briefing journalists late in the afternoon, said that he had met with President Saddam Hussein in the morning. But those pictures of the meeting played out on Iraqi television. It was impossible to say where that meeting took place. It appeared to be in a marbled hall. It could have been an underground bunker. It's impossible to say where it was. Certainly, Foreign Minister Sabri was speaking in Baghdad in the mid-afternoon, and he said only in that morning that he met with President Saddam Hussein. But impossible to say exactly where that meeting took place, Aaron, or President Saddam Hussein's movement.
Okay, Nick, stand by as long as you can.
A terribly large amount of resistance until they get much nearer Baghdad. Aaron?
Okay, Walt, just hang on a second. We're looking at a sequence coming from Baghdad.